Hi, do you still have a set of these sitting around your home, perhaps left over from the 2017 eclipse that came over the US? Or maybe even older. These are from 2012 and they're from the transit of Venus that we saw. If you do, you just might be set up for spectacular views of the coming solar eclipses that will happen over the United States. The first one will occur on October 14th, 2023. And the second one will happen on April 8th, 2024. Keep watching to find out how you can check if your eclipse glasses are still safe to use for the coming eclipses. I'm Scott McNeil, and this is a Frosty Drew Light Minute. While inspecting your eclipse glasses, you want to look for any kind of damage that may have occurred to the very front part of the glasses, the part that are actually going to be facing the sun. Things to look for would be something like this here, a crease that may have occurred over the years in storage. This crease could result in a separation of the paper from the actual lens material or filtering material. Additionally, taking the glasses and then slightly bending them over the filtration material to see if there's any cracking or separation. A really important test that you're going to want to perform on your eclipse glasses is testing the actual filters themselves, the part of the glasses that are going to keep your eyes safe while looking at the sun. You can do this using either a flashlight or even the flashlight on your smartphone, which I will use today. Taking the smartphone flashlight, you're just going to line up the flashlight behind the lens. You will notice a little bit of light shining through, especially around the edges where that filtering material ends and just the paper begins. When moving across the lens, you shouldn't see any areas of brightness shining through or any spikes or bright areas of light. And you might not see any light at all. Regardless, even if you see a little bit of light, that's fine as long as it's not a bright bit of light shining through. Now these glasses appear to be quite operational. And at this point I would say they are ready to be used for the eclipse. The last thing I would check with these is the handles. Make sure that there is no cracks or tears in it. You want to make sure that they're going to be adequately kept on your face and that they're not going to get blown off in the wind or start flapping on one side because they no longer attach correctly to your ears. So even though these eclipse glasses are from 2012, these are fine and safe to use for the coming solar eclipses of 2023 and 2024. Here is another pair of eclipse glasses that I had sitting around from the 2017 solar eclipse over the US. These glasses were stored very poorly since the eclipse and have taken on a bit of damage. You can clearly see that the paper is torn here and there's a clear crease in it as well. Additionally, this lens or this filter on this over this eye appears to have a scratch in it. So we're going to perform the same test on these. Using a smartphone with a light, I'm going to move around the back side of each lens. And we're going to see if any light is getting through, especially around this tear. Now, I don't see any light sneaking through here, though this tear and crease is a concern. I do believe that these glasses are still functional and operational as far as this tear at the top goes, because there isn't any light sneaking through. And even on an angle, I can't seem to get any of that flashlight to come through. Now we're going to check, you can see in the middle where there is no filtration agent, how much light actually gets through. Checking on this side here, we'll see how this side works with the tear. And oh, okay, you see that right there? That's a bit of light coming through. That tear has damaged this filter, this lens. We turn it over, see what you'd actually look at when you're looking at the sun. Look at that right there. That right there, that equals blindness. These Eclipse glasses are damaged. That scratch has made them unusable. And having these Eclipse glasses in your possession is dangerous. These need to be thrown away. You cannot look at the sun without adequate protection, and this is definitely not adequate. You'll also notice, though, that these Eclipse glasses, like many, have a warning down here that says, discard and do not use after 3 years. Some people consider this an expiration date. In the case of these Eclipse glasses, yes, they need to be discarded because they are damaged. But this warning about expiration or 3 years' time is somewhat of a requirement for the standard that these glasses fall under for safe visual observing. And as long as your glasses are in good working condition, like these are, then even though they have that expiration date on them, you can still use them if they've passed today's test. If your Eclipse glasses did not pass this test, then throw them out. They're not going to be fixable. You're not going to be able to take a marker and write over it to fill in that gap. It is dangerous to look at the sun without adequate protection, and if your glasses failed today's tests, then they are no longer usable and they're dangerous to have at your home or in your presence. Now that you know your glasses are safe to use, feel free to put them on for the coming solar eclipses that will be visiting the US.